Okay guys, so today onwards going to start account payable, and in this session we'll start from account payable basic setting. So account payable, we know very well, payable is nothing but all activity relevant to vendors that comes under payable. Payable is nothing but our liability. Whenever if any organization is there, that organizations will have certain customers and even they will have certain vendors also. So whatever vendor related transactions are there, that will be taken care under account payable. Like we are having vendor invoices, vendor credit memo, vendor payments and all. Now, so whenever we post any vendor related transactions, vendor is going to be debited or credited one side, another side GL is going to be debited and credited. So GL related setting we have already done. We have created few GL masters also. Now here what we have to do, we have to do first vendor related settings, and then we'll post certain basic transactions, and then one by one we'll proceed. There are other topics also which is the part of account payable, so those topic will cover and we'll let you know what is the use of those topics and all. So in this session I'm going to start account payable with basic settings, and then we'll create a vendor master, and then we'll post certain transactions, and then we'll move further. So if we talk about basic settings started from creation of vendor account group. So what is this vendor account group? I'll explain. Generally, as I said, like we have to create vendor masters and all. Now before creation of vendor master, we have to do certain configurations for that. So in those configurations, we start from vendor account group, creation of vendor account group. Now, if you guys are able to remind about GL account group, vendor account group is pretty similar to GL account group. GL account group, what does it do? It controls the fields. GL account group controls the fields which appears during creation of GL master. In the similar way, vendor account group also controls the fields which appears during creation of vendor master. As I said, GL account group controls the number range also. If you guys are able to remind, while creation of GL account group, we might have given certain range also, 1000 to 1999, 2000 to 2999, 3000 to 3999. That's how GL account group was going to create the number range. Here, in case of vendor also, it is going to control the number range. So if somebody asks any question regarding account group, then you have to say that account group controls the fields which appears during creation of master data, and it also controls the number range. These two things you should keep in your mind. We'll start from creation of vendor account group, and transaction code is OBD3. If you talk about GL account group, it was OBD4. For vendor account group, transaction code is OBD3. Press enter here. Click on new entry, and here a 4-digit code we are going to give. So anything like this same code I'm going to give so that it will be easy for you guys to remind, and certain text you can give. Now save this transaction, press enter. How it is going to control the fields, that I'll let you know. If you double click on any of the things like general data, company code data, purchasing data, now what will happen? During creation of vendor master, we will be having will be entire vendor master related fields will be segregated in three parts. The first one is general data, second one is company code data, third one is purchasing data, or this is also called purchase area. So double click on general data, double click on anyone like address itself. See, there are several fields are appearing here also. So while creation of vendor master, what will happen? These all fields will appear: name 1, address, search term, name 2, PO box, city. I'll show you guys. Now what will happen if you like a street 2, a street 3, a street 5. So if you don't want that a street 3 and a street 5 should appear over there, then apply a check mark here on suppressed. This is called radio button. So click here on this. What will happen once we click here, and whenever we are going to create a vendor master, then what will happen? There, these two fields will not appear. During creation of vendor master, this street 3 and street 5 field will not appear. So this is how we are going to have a control. And right now what is there? This is optional entry. Optional entry means this will appear over there. It's up to you whether you are going to fill up any details or not. It doesn't matter. Even if you fill up, it's okay. If you don't fill up also, it's okay. Required entry means if I kept something required entry, like let's suppose a street field I have kept as a required entry. It means you must have to enter certain details over there in a street field. If you don't enter, then system will not allow you to proceed further. And display means if you keep your display, it means what will happen? This field will appear in when while creation of vendor master, but it will be in display mode. Display mode means you cannot enter any details in that field. It will be simply visible, but it will be in non-editable mode. I'll show you guys while creation of vendor master. So we have created our account group. Come back. Now, what is the second setting? The second setting is create number range for vendor account group. Now, number range, why we create? Because whenever we are going to create a vendor master, then system is going to generate a vendor number. Like whenever we create GL master, system is going to generate a GL number. Okay, and guys, this is called why vendor master, why GL master? Because this is one time creation. One vendor will be created only once. After that, several times you can post transactions against that vendor. So that is why it is called master data. Okay, and master data consists of all the details related to, like let's suppose if you talk about vendor master, it will be having all the details related to vendors. What details? I'll let you know. Now, so second setting, create number range for vendor account groups. Now here, what we are going to do? We are going to create a number range. So why number range? Because whenever we create a vendor master, system is going to generate a vendor number. So those number will be generated from that range, the range which we are going to define right now. So transaction code is XKN1. Press enter and click on change interval. Okay, now here, since the problem is there are several people have already created this, so many people have already created this number range here, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, and several range they have given here. So many range they have given. Now what will happen? If you want to create your number range, then you have to create without overlap. Overlapping means, I'll let you know guys. Overlapping means, let's suppose here there are so many people created their number range like 1000 to 2000, here 2001 to 3000. Now if you are going to create any number range like 3000 to 4000, then system will throw error. Why? Because this number is overlapping with this one. Somebody has already created this 2001 to 3000. If you are going to create 3000 to 4000, then the starting of the number range, that is number 3000, is overlapping with this, because 3000 is already given here. The last in this range, the last number is 3000. So here also if you are going to give 3000, then there will be a problem. System will not accept this. So you have to start from 3001. Okay. So this is called overlapping. It means you have to give a range. You have to give a range which should not collide with other. In the sense, those range should not be the part of any of the number range which is already defined by people. So what I am saying, how to create a number range, you have to use transaction code XKN1, and then you need to click on insert interval, and here you can give certain range like 01, and then let's suppose once again 1000 to 1999. But if you press enter, what is happening? Interval already available. Press enter. These all things are already somebody has created. Now see, I have given a different number range. System is saying enter interval without overlap. It means this number range is already being used by somebody. So instead of applying our mind, we can do one thing. We can use the existing one. In the sense somebody has created, we are also going to use those number range. If somebody has created, we are going to use those number range. Now, so I have shown how to create setup number range. What you guys has to do, you do not set up new number range, because it will be difficult for you guys to decide which range is not being used by others, because one by one you have to have a kind of analysis. You'll have to check here, and there are 121 number ranges created. So it is a very, it's a kind of hectic task. So instead of doing these R&D and all, what I said, you use the existing one which is already created by somebody. You can also use the same. So I'm going to use 01. 01 number range I'm going to use. Just assume that you have created this number range. So number range, we have decided which number range we are going to use. Now the next setting is assign number range to vendor account groups. and transaction code is OBAS. Now we have created our vendor account group, and let's suppose we have created a number range also 01. Now what we have to do, we have to link this number range with our vendor account group. Slash NOBAS is the transaction code by which we can link this account group, this number range with our account group. So here click on position and give your account group, and here in front of this account group give a number range 01 and then save it. Save this. So now linking we have done, assignment is done, and then define tolerance group for vendors OBA3. Now what is this tolerance group? The tolerance group for vendor, I'll just explain. Here in tolerance group, the major part is, let's suppose if we are having vendors, first of all click on new entry and give your company code TM10. Do not enter anything in group, simply you can give some descriptions, and then here permitted payment differences. In gain, let's suppose you can give 5, in loss also 5, and then we have to save it. Now what is the major things which we are going to define in tolerance group is, generally what will happen in SAP, we are having a clearing procedure. So whenever we post any invoices worth of 1000, the payment we are going to receive from vendor, that also should be 1000 itself. Then only system is going to clear this invoice against payment. What is this clearing, how it is happening, matter of practical which come later, so that time I'm going to explain. Now so generally in real time what is happening, 1000 worth of invoices we are not going to send. Whatever invoices are there, that will be in lakhs, sometime it may take sometime it may be in crores also. So let's suppose you have sent an invoices of 5 lakh 2 rupees. If you have sent invoice of 5 lakh 2 rupees, and what is happening, vendor is going to send you a payment of 5 lakh, they will send in round figure, sorry, vendor has sent an invoices of 5 lakh 2 rupees, and then we are going to make a payment of 5 lakh rupees in round figure. So what will happen, whenever we are going to post this payment against this invoice, there is a difference of 2 rupees. So if difference is taking place, debit amount is not clear, what to say, equals to credit amount, and that is how what will happen, then it will be difficult for during clearing and all. System will not be able to understand, system will say that there is a difference of 2 rupees. So now what we have defined here in tolerance group, we said that even if there is a difference of till 5 rupees also, system should allow to clear. Those details I have given over there, 5 rupees in loss and gain. Loss and gain in the sense, like let's suppose here what is happening, vendor send invoice of 5 lakh to 5 lakh 2 rupees, and we just send a payment of 5 lakh. So in this case, this 2 rupees is our gain. Reverse scenario, vendor send invoices of 5 lakh or 4 lakh 99,099 rupees. In that case also we have to make round figure payment. So here there will be a difference of 1 rupees. We are going to 4,99,099 rupees, and we have made payment of 5 lakh rupees. There is a loss of 1 rupees. That is also will be taken care by system. So that is what we are going to define in tolerance group, and this tolerance group is for customer and vendors both. We are having one more important thing, that is grace due date, but this grace periods we are not going to define here. That I'll let you know where we are going to define. So you need to save this setting, come back. Now the last setting is creation of reconciliation accounts. What is this creation of reconciliation account? See, creation of reconciliation account. Reconciliation account is nothing but a GL account. People will ask during interview, what do you mean by reconciliation account? So I'll tell you guys, reconciliation account is nothing but GL account. So what is the difference between normal GL and reconciliation GL? So the major difference is, against normal GL we can do the posting, but against reconciliation GL, against reconciliation GL, we cannot do a direct posting. Against normal GL we can do the direct posting. Against reconciliation GL we cannot do direct posting. How? That also I'll let you know. First of all, let me create this reconciliation GL. So how to create reconciliation GL, guys? Any sort of GL, whatever GL you have to create, for every creation of every GL you have to use transaction code FS00. Keep in your mind, because this transaction code is very popular, and on a regular basis you need to use this transaction code even for practice purpose also. So now we are going to create reconciliation GL, and the transaction code is FS00. Press enter. Now you have to create this reconciliation GL. Reconciliation GL will be used against vendor master now. So click on create symbol, and you have to give here a GL number. Now reconciliation GL we are going to create, the name of that GL will be account payable. So account payable is the part of liability. So we are going to create that GL under liability account group. And if you see about the number range of liability account group, I have given number range 2000 to 2999. I am able to remind this account group number range. If you guys are not able to remind, then you will have to use transaction code OBD4, and you have to see the account group, liability account group, and then you'll have to see what number range we have given against liability account group, and then you'll come to know. So here I am able to remind, that's what I am not going to see that. I have simply given 2000 here. And why I have given 2000? Because I am able to see here there is no GL. None of the GL has been created against liability. So this is the first GL which we are going to create. That's what I have given the first number. Select here account group as a liability, and select this balance sheet, because liability is the part of balance sheet. And then here you can give a description, short text, account payable, and then click on control data. Okay, now in control data, what is happening here? We are not going to have only balance in local currency check mark. Here see reconciliation account type. Here you have to click and select vendor. So whenever we create reconciliation GL, in those GL, what is happening? We are going to give account type. Reconciliation GL is unique GL. It is not a normal GL. This GL cannot be used for direct posting. These GLs are used for indirect posting. What is the use of that? I'll explain. And then click on line item display, sort key, anything you can choose, and click on create bank interest, third tab. And here you need to select the field status group is G067. While creation of reconciliation GL, always choose the field status groups G067, even in real time also same. Press enter and then save this. Now, so we have done with our settings, we have done with our configuration. Now what we have to do? First of all, we'll have to create a vendor master, and then we'll have to post the invoices. So I will show you guys how to create vendor master first, and if time remain, then we'll post one invoice also. So create a new session, click here and create a new session, and then I'll show you guys how to create vendor master. So transaction code to create a vendor master is XK01. Transaction code which we are going to use is XK01. Press enter. If you use XK01, then here in vendor field, what is happening? Nothing we are going to give in vendor field, because vendor number will be generated by system automatically, because we have given a number range. Okay, we have created a number range and we have assigned this number range against our vendor account group. Company code by default system has taken. If system has taken a wrong company code, then you are going to give your company code here. Purchase organization is not the part of a FI consultant. Purchase organization setting will be done by consultant. As I said during implementation, what is happening? There are several other people also part of your team. They are also doing simultaneously, they are doing their configurations and all. As we said, as we know, like SAP, whatever modules are there, it is quite integrated module, and each modules are linked with each other, and that too there will be a close integration with finance. So this purchase organization, okay, so maybe some audio problem was there, so I'll explain once again. Purchase organization, so we are not going to give anything in purchase organization field. Why I am not going to give? Because this purchase organization will be set up by consultant, since we are not having consultant here. So that's why we cannot create purchase organization and we cannot give purchase organization here. But this I'll let you know once I teach you guys FI integration. Then at that point of time we need to have entered, we need to have this purchase organization detail. So since there is no consultant, so we will do certain basic settings for also, and then we'll enter this purchase organization, but that will be covered later, almost around the end of the session. So nothing we are going to give purchase organization field right now. We'll cover this during a 5mm integration. So what we are going to give next? Next is your account group, which already we have created, TM10. Now, what is the use of account group? As I said, account group controls the fields which appears during creation of vendor master. and it also controls the number range, because if you save after creation of this vendor master, if you save this vendor, system is going to generate a vendor number. How system is going to generate that vendor number? In the previous session I have shown you guys, we have created an account group, and against the account group we have also linked the number range. So whenever we are going to set up a vendor, those vendors are going to be set up against account group. So system will come to know what is the account group TM10. Then against TM10, which number range we have linked? 01. Against 01, which number range we have given, and from there system is going to find out a next number, and that's how the number range will be. That's how system is going to generate the vendor number. So let me create vendor first. Press enter after giving company codes and other details. And here, so any any name you can give here, because we are going to now. So guys, here what is happening, there are several fields are appearing here: name, search term, street, postal code. These all details we are going to give about vendor. Now here what is happening, I'm not going to enter these all details. Okay, here I'm going to enter only the mandatory things, like this country code. See here, a check mark kind of symbol is appearing. It means this is a mandatory field. You must have to enter something here, or else what will happen if you don't enter any input here in country field, and if you press enter to move on next screen, system will not allow. Let me press enter. See, system is showing here, fill all the required entry fields. It means I must have to enter a country code here. Once I enter country code, and if you press enter, then system is going to show you the next screen. So here I am going to give only the things which is required, remaining address and other things I'll not specify right now. I've left it knowingly, because once I teach you guys automatic payment program, then I have to show you guys certain real-time errors, and how these errors will appear and how what is the solutions. Those I'll show you guys, even if you have not filled up the street details also, because of that also some error will appear. So that's what I have kept it blank right now. I have just given the required details, in the sense wherever the required entries are there. So I have given the vendor name and country code, that's it. Press enter. Now what is the use of control? Here control field will be most likely what is happening, this there will be a separate topic. The topic is like, if the vendor is your customer, if the vendor is also your customer, let's suppose we are buying from Penta Infotech, and at the same time Penta Infotech is also buying some certain things from Tata Motor. So in that case, Penta Infotech is our vendor also, and Penta Infotech is our customer also. Okay, so what will happen in that? In that case, what we are going to do, that I'll explain, and there we are having use of this control data. And apart from this, we can give the vendor, if vendor is having any VAT number, those VAT number we are going to assign here, but this VAT number become past nowadays. So instead of VAT number, if they're having any GST number, we can assign over there here. And generally this tax 1, tax 2, tax 3, tax 4 numbers, this is used for US vendor. They'll be having different tax account numbers. So those will be mentioned here in tax 1, tax 2, tax 3 fields. Apart from this, nothing. There is no much details here. So we are not going to give anything right now. Neither we are having tax account number, nor we are having GST or VAT number, and neither we are going to link the customer and vendor right now, because customer setting is also not done. For linking this customer and vendor, we need to have a setting for account receivable also. So those topic I'll cover during account receivable. So press enter right now. Now here we are going to give vendor bank details. Right now we are not having any bank details. This bank details I'll give during automatic payment program configuration when we are going to make payment through APP. So at that point of time, I'll let you know how to enter bank details, and I have to show you guys, as I said, some real-time error. So that's what I'm keeping it blank. You also have to keep it blank. Press enter. This is called contact person. Contact person details means what? Whenever you maintain a vendor master, then let's suppose during making payment to the vendor, we are having certain conflict. So if you're having certain conflict or if you need certain clarification from vendor side, then what will happen? Vendor is nothing but an organization. Penta Infotech is nothing but an organization. It's not a single entity so that you can call the person and you can contact him and you can ask him like whatever your queries are there. Penta Infotech also will have several employees, maybe 5,000 employees, 10,000 employees, or 20,000 employees. So whom you are going to contact for your queries? So during the deal with Penta Infotech, they might have given you a contact detail of a person. Why? Because they will say that this is the person, this is the XY, this XYZ person is going to represent Penta Infotech. Means on behalf of Penta Infotech, whatever your queries are there, like that person is going to resolve. So what we are going to do now, we will be having several vendors, and for every vendor different representative is there. So it's not like that you have just taken the visiting card and then you are going to collect and you are going to keep in your office, because visiting card, if you lost that visiting card, then how you are going to contact? So simply, instead of keeping that visiting card, we are going to enter the details here itself. You can enter the details like whatever the person name is there, Mr. XYZ, and double click on this field. Give here something, here name also, first name and then second name, and double click on this field. Once you double click, then this details we have entered here, first name XYZ, second name Kumar or anything, Kumar or Swami, something whatever you want, and format means here it's showing how it will look like. Okay, now if you want to maintain his contact detail also, we are having like certain contact details you can mention. That's what we are going to use. It's not a mandatory things. If you want to maintain, it's okay, or else you can skip also. Okay, and then press enter. After giving this, press enter twice. So once you have done this, then press enter once again to move on next screen. So guys, this screen is very important, and here we are having, see, two mandatory fields. One is reconciliation GL and second one is cash management group. Now reconciliation account means what? Here we are going to assign the GL which we have created just now. In the previous step I told you guys, we have created, I've shown you guys, we have created one reconciliation GL. Those GL we need to assign here. If you are not able to remind the GL number, then click on drop down. If you click on drop down, the same GL is going to appear, only one GL which we have created. So double click on this. We have linked this account payable reconciliation GL, okay, with the vendor master. And cash management group, actually we are having one more module called fund management. So for fund management, what is happening? We are going to give a cash management group. So no explanation about this. What is this cash management group? Because we are not going to cover fund management and all. We are doing FICO. Since this field is mandatory, that's what I have entered a detail here, A1. Generally, we have to do with this reconciliation account. Then we have assigned our reconciliation account, press enter. Now here Nothing we are going to enter as of now because we are not having terms of payments and all or payment methods and all. One by one it will come. So here also one by one I'll assign these all things and I'll explain about the details. Right now we are having very limited settings. That's what I'm going to enter very limited information here. Okay. So nothing we have to give here. Press enter once again. And here also we are not going to enter anything, and dunning procedures and all, that is the part of account receivable that will be covered during account receivable, right? During account receivable, in case of vendor, though we are having this functionality, but generally it is not being used because dunning means sending reminder for what, for payment. So sending reminder for payment, mostly it will be 99.99% of the cases will be from customer. If you sold something, you need to receive payment from customer side. So what will happen then? We have to send a reminder to the customer. In case of vendor, let's suppose if we have purchased something from vendor, we have made payment to the vendor already, and then what is happening? Let's suppose if you are having, if we found like 40% goods are scrapped, in the sense like that is defective goods. So we are going to return those 40%. So now what will happen? We are expecting those amount back from vendor side. If next, if you're going to buy a next, slot or next items and all, during that we can adjust. But if the organization decided no, this vendor is not good, better to take your amount back and discontinue this vendor. So in that case, what will happen? We are going to expect certain amount back from vendor, but vendor has not paid you back. In that case, once again we have to send reminder to the customer. So that's how, in that case, dunning procedure can be used. But generally that will be 0.1% cases. So there we are not going to do these settings and all. Simply people will write a mail to the vendor. So nothing we are going to give here, and press enter once again. Click on save data first. So save data first, click on yes. Now let's see, if you click yes, then system is going to generate a vendor number. System is going to generate a vendor number. So now it will take some time initially. See here, the vendor number has been generated, and that is 20 lakh 92 is the number. This vendor number is generated here. So guys, in this session, till this much only, till vendor master creation. So that's all in this session. In next session, I'll just show you guys how to post vendor invoices, vendor payment, vendor credit memo, and other things. Okay. Now, one more thing, I'll just let you know, if you have to edit the vendor, then we are going to use transaction code XK02, or else here also you can click on change button. So change button means, let's suppose address field we are going to edit. I have clicked here on address field, and if you see here transaction code, see the transaction code system has automatically taken XK02. Okay, so changing the vendor means XK02. Let's suppose I forgotten to enter some details, like I have to enter this one. I've added here city and then save. So this is how we can edit also. XK02 is the transaction code by which we can edit the vendor master. If you don't want to use this vendor, then we can do the block in the same way which we have done for GL. Okay, for vendor also we can block this vendor. So you'll be having here block options. You can click on block, or else we are having a transaction code XK05 also. XK05, and this is how we can block the vendor. We can apply posting block, purchasing block. Purchasing block, generally if you apply, then PO will not be created against this vendor. So wherever we apply a block, we are going to apply block for almost one, because the blocking is going to happen taking place because for the certain periods and all, we are going to discontinue the business with the vendor, and that is why we are going to apply a block. So we'll apply a block here, selected company code, and here selected company code means if the same vendor is being used by other company codes also. So if the block decision has been taken by group level, at group level, in the sense Tata Group says that block for all company code, then we are going to apply here. Or else if the Tata Motor only is going to discontinue, then we have to click on selected company code. It means this vendor will be blocked for only Tata Motor. Remaining other company code can use this. So this is how we can apply a block also. Okay, this is one time activity, guys. Nothing much important. So I'm not going to save it because we are having only one vendor. So that's all in this session, guys.